What do you get out of photography? Why do you go out and do it? This video is all about the benefits and the reasons and all of that kind of stuff as to why we actually go out with our camera into wonderful places like this. Look at that. And just search for pictures and how to enjoy it, how to really kind of enjoy it. I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of us tend to face is we're chasing an elusive image. Yeah, we're often not satisfied if we don't come back with the banger that we want, and I think for a lot of us that's an absolute recipe for disaster. I'm very guilty of this myself, and I often feel that I should go out and get a great photo. And indeed, there's a pressure, obviously, for the channel, because if I produce videos with images that are crap, no one's going to watch me because, well, clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. And often it's fair to say that I do produce very mediocre stuff. It's one of the reasons I do quite a lot of post-processing, is to turn mediocre things into something that's worth looking at. Yeah, kind of making a silk purse out of a sow's ear, if you like. But, you know, there's a lot of possibilities in all of these places, and I come out because, well, I jokingly say it keeps me on the streets. Clearly, these aren't streets. I'm coming to places where I can spend some time, where I can kind of lose my thoughts sometimes. I'll come to that in a bit. And yeah, somewhere that's just calm and peaceful. Now, that's me. You know, for you, it might be street photography. It might be sports photography. It might be Formula One, or you probably can't get to a Formula One track and do a lot of photography. But, you know, touring car, anything it happens to be. Yeah, you could end up creating quite a pastime from it. And that's what a lot of this is. It's a pastime. It's just one of those things. But yeah, I've been standing here gassing, and the reason I've stopped here is because of this shaft of light coming through here. Now, it's not doing a great deal on the video. I don't know whether I can darken it down to really kind of pull that a little. So yeah, let's just see. Look, it's that shaft there that's really kind of getting me, because I can see in my mind's eye, let's pull you back again, how that could kind of play out. Now, my glasses are a little smudged. There's a little bit of moisture in the air. And as is typical in woodland, particularly spruce woodland, which is what we've got either side of this avenue, it is, you get this kind of blue light coming off of it. There's often a kind of haze in a place like this. Or is it really just my glasses smudged? I don't know. But I'm thinking, here and now, that image, which I've shot, and I've shot it quite underexposed. It's obviously high contrast, but actually with the black point pulled right up, so there's no black in it, and the black is a grey, and possibly with some kind of other processing on it. And very recently, DxO's launched Film Pack 8, and I'd probably give it a go with that and produce something that's a bit aged. Anyway, here it is. One of the things that I've been missing recently is opportunities to go out. I'm looking at the sun, or not the sun, because I can't see the sun at this time of day from my flat. But what I can see is the way that the light hits the clouds, because the sun's on the other side of the building. They're just spectacular colours, and I'm kind of missing them. I'm not preparing myself earlier in the day to and that's giving me a degree of sadness. Now, I don't particularly suffer from fear of missing out, I've missed out so much that these days I barely care. But when you're supposed to be going out taking photos, then, you know, when it's your job kind of thing, not that anyone's paying me for this, but, you know, it's one of the few things that I do. What I should be doing is just going and enjoying not sitting indoors. And I can think of lots of reasons not to go out often. And I exercise those reasons. I mean, they're weak as hell. But I just miss these opportunities. And I thought tonight, no, you can't keep missing this. Just, you've got nothing else to do. Go out and enjoy being on your own somewhere else. Now, it's very much coming to that time of the year where the mushrooms really start appearing. Now, these are good mushroom woods, but there's not been a lot here that much so far this year that I found. There's been a couple. There was one in the video that went out today being the 27th of September. I was quite pleased with that shot. In fact, I was very pleased with that shot. That shot, incidentally, was modified using the new software which I mentioned not a couple of moments ago, and I've forgotten the name of. Filmpack 8. I had a pre-release beta version of it, and not really got to grips with it yet, but I've got to say it's looking good. I'm really rather pleased with what it can do and what it can do fast. But let's consider our options around here, because big backpack behind me. Big backpack there. I've got a whole load of macro gear and the macro lighting and things like that. And I'm hoping that I might find some more mushrooms. And this either side of this avenue is often a really good hunting ground for them. I've seen a couple, but they've not been up to a lot so far. I've been talking to you a lot, and I'm really just enjoying just wandering around. I'm only 100 yards or so from the car. I don't plan to go too far into the woods because I don't want to miss the sunset. I want to get out. Oh, that's interesting. I want to get out with and catch the light as it goes down. Now, what's interesting? It's just a little twig just down here on this stump. Maybe there's something there macro-wise. I need to be selective because the light's coming and going. The sun, as you can see, is up there, and it's moving in that direction, which means that the light is going to be coming in an opposite direction. So in not very long, this little thing down here is going to be bathed in sunlight. So I can either, well, it might be because there's a bush there, but I can either try and set something up with lights or without. But I've got to decide whether it's worth it for the time that I've got or the image. A few moments later. As I probably knew before I even started this, there was no way I was going to get that sun to be in the right place for the time that it took me to set that shot up. Now, on the back of the camera, I think it's a great little image. And whatever it looks like when I get back, I'm not going to be worried. If I've completely fouled it up somehow, I'm not concerned about it because I'm out. And that's really what this exercise is about for me. It's about coming out and enjoying the experience. And I can't stress this enough. because our hobbies, particularly photography, shouldn't be about the end product as much as it should be about the experience of getting to it. And even if you screw it up, you've got one heck of a learning process to go through in order to get a better image next time. Now the sun is dropping quite quickly, and I don't know how many more opportunities I might get here. For mushroom foraging, well, mushroom photo foraging, I should say, I'm probably not going to get a great deal. But yeah, if I just walk down the hill here, have a quick look, see what there is, and then if there's not a lot, perhaps I'll come back, I'll go to the car and I'll drive back to the coast and try to catch the colours of the evening sun as I catch the clouds. I'm making it sound all romantic. I get that it's going to be bloody blue sky, isn't it? But, you know, it's... even if I do, I don't care. But you see, the point is that it's, again, it's this effort of going out. It's not about whether the images are any good. I mean, I'd like them to be good. Obviously, I'd like them to be good. But if they're not, it's a learning process. Now, there was something I asked of a musician friend a while ago. I mean, many years ago. And I can't remember the circumstances, but I imagine it would have been at a gig that wasn't terribly well attended. And I said, Dave, how do you deal with these situations where you make all of this effort? Yeah, you practice, you get so good as you are on the keyboards that, yeah, you come out to a place like this. Okay, they're paying you, but, you know, I'm sure you're not just doing it for the money, you're doing it for the appreciation, etc. Because us artists kind of, well, a bit vain like that, aren't we? I'm here on YouTube because I would like you to see some of my work and for you to say, oh, that's really nice. And I'd like for you to say, oh, I'd like that on my wall. Or if you can't say that, perhaps you'd like to say, I'd like you to buy you a coffee. Links down below. But he said, you know what, Andy? He said, it doesn't bother me because all of us here, because it was like something like a 7-piece band. He said, we just treat this as a paid rehearsal. I think I've probably recounted the story before, but this is a paid rehearsal for me. And okay, I'm not being paid very much. I mean, YouTube's going to give me a pittance for the number of views that this video is going to get, which is why I'd like a coffee, please, or a sub if you can't do that, but certainly a like, or perhaps you join the channel for more of my weekly ramblings, because you will get more if you join. But yeah, this is pleasant. You know, look, there's a meadow over here, and it's just not. You're not going to get the benefit of this on camera. But let me just flip around a bit, and it's going to be blowing out, I'm sure. But just the way the grasses are catching the light down there, and maybe that's an image that I'm missing. Just shafts of light. Well, it's not even shafts. You know, there's shadow from where the sun is catching the tree line over here. But I'm thinking, yeah, it's so nice to whoops, not looking where I'm going. It's just so nice to just see that the backlight on those grasses. Whether or not I take a photo, because I don't think there's a photo there, well, or rather, again, this is one of the challenges, isn't it? It's that there's undoubtedly a photo there, but by the time I found it, the light won't be there. So enjoy it for what it is. I found these couple of trees on the edge of the woods by that meadow. I thought they looked quite nice, but I had to do some post-processing to really just work on those tones because the contrast was too high. But I think this is okay. I thought I'd mention this thing I said earlier about getting outside of my head, kind of losing some of my thoughts, because I've spoken about this quite a lot before. I've suffered, and indeed do suffer, from a great deal of depression. And one of the difficulties that I've had a lot of the time is actually getting outside of my head, because, well, depression is kind of like that, isn't it? You kind of get deep in your thoughts. I'm not going to dwell on that a great deal, but one of the ways of getting away from your thoughts is to have yourself occupied, keep your mind occupied. And the woods do that quite a bit for me. But I live by the beach, and the beach doesn't do that for me. The beach is a big empty space which allows my mind to wander. That wandering takes me to places that I really don't want to be. You see, one of the things I like to do to get out of my head is to listen to things. I have to be occupied. And that's why when Ellie here contacted me and said, would you like to try some hearing aids? Yeah, you're the right kind of age for them. I was offended. No, I wasn't offended, because I do have a degree of hearing loss. But these hearing aids are also Bluetooth, and they can connect to the phone, and I can play music through them. And that gives me a great deal of outside of my headedness, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm not going to pretend they're the greatest audio quality. They're not. They're designed to allow you to hear better. But one of the problems I do have is that my headphones are big over-the-head cans. I don't like wearing those out. I'm not bothered about wearing them in, but I'm not going to be walking around a great deal with them. And earbuds, cheap as they are these days, God, I hate them because they just fall out. I've never had a set of earbuds that stay in. I've actually lost, there's one in my car somewhere. Fell out while I was driving, never found it. Now, these do kind of work loose. I haven't spent enough time with them yet to say that I found a set of cushions for them that actually work. And I'm having kind of mixed results with them. They take a lot of getting used to. But just being consumed by something that stops me thinking is absolutely wonderful. And I've got to say also, I do suffer from tinnitus a little, because I've often worked around some very noisy equipment, things, close to engines, surface planers, thicknesses, all these kind of things are tremendously loud, and my hearing isn't that great anymore. Anyway, back to the photography. But these things kind of fit in quite well with the topic of getting out and enjoying yourself, because if I hadn't have got myself out, then I'd just be sitting down looking at this beautiful sky, because I'd be able to see this from my window, thinking, why didn't I go out an hour ago? Because by the time I get ready and seeing this, it's way too late. So while I was gassing about the things that I can't remember the name of that are in my ears, I was taking a long exposure of the sticks over there. It's such a friendly place, this, isn't it? Look, hi. I rather like this group of mushrooms. First major set of mushrooms I've come across anywhere. But I don't tend to do well when there's big clusters of them. I work much better when there's kind of ones or two. So that's why I've isolated this little clump at the bottom here. We're going to work specifically with those. I don't know quite what I'm doing with the lighting on it yet. So today is a bit of a downer for me. Ordinarily on this day I would go out and have lunch with a friend, but she sent a message earlier on saying she wasn't very well, which worries me. So I've used the time to edit the first part of this video together, and I thought, well, I need to create more, because this is about enjoying the time that you go out, how to enjoy your photographic sessions. And things have been sent to try me today. Just before I came out, I had a text message from my friend's daughter, different friend. Poor bugger's had a massive stroke and is obviously very unwell, and that's kind of, geez, it's like every bloody thing in one go. I now absolutely need a distraction, and indeed a distraction for something that I enjoy, something that I don't have to think about a great deal, something that I don't have to wait for the computer to sort out, something that I'm in entire control of. And of course I am in entire control of photography. I can choose to photograph something, I can set the lights up, I can set the camera up wherever the heck I fancy, and I can take photos. But of course we do have to be in the right frame of mind for it. And whilst I've got the earbuds in, I'm not playing anything through them. And what I'm getting, although not a lot at the moment, I'll just stop and listening to the stillness of the place. I can see, you probably can't, there's a squirrel over here, but I can't hear anything except maybe an aircraft. There's no tweety birds. There were a few back down there, but I don't hear a lot of tweety birds because my hearing's not that great. What I can hear right now is a constant high-pitched tone, and that's just tinnitus. It's worse in this ear over here. If you suffer from tinnitus, you'll understand this. Yeah, often, unless it's really horrendous, often you can just kind of tune it out and you don't notice it until you notice it, and then it's like a paper cut that you didn't know was there. And one of the things that these hearing aids, that's the word I'm looking for, can do is play you some white noise or some kind of ambient sounds and such to help take away the sound that has been produced in your head, that is tinnitus. And it's something that I've done quite a lot when I've been at home trying to be quiet. Perhaps I'm reading, being quiet alone. It's helping me cope with things. I mean, obviously one of the biggest problems if you can't hear is coping, asking people to repeat and such. And it is making a big difference. So whilst this isn't medical advice, because I'm not qualified to give medical advice, I can give you experience. If you are struggling with hearing or tinnitus or such, these are over-the-counter things. Perhaps you'd like to give them a go. There's a link down below. This whole concept of enjoying your photography. I don't expect that mushroom image that I got a moment ago is going to be up to much. I wasn't feeling it. I'm kind of preoccupied with all kinds of things, as I said, and I kind of took the image because I needed to kind of break the photographic silence, if you like. You know, you hear a lot of YouTubers saying, there's the first image, it'll only get better from here, or things like that, you know what I mean. And it was kind of like that for me with that image. And of course, we'll just have to see what else kind of presents itself. You see, what I really need right now is somebody to talk to. but I don't have that person. And you're the surrogate. I'm just waffling away. You've probably turned off now because this is just some sad lunatic who's not having a great day. But what you also need to remember is that at some point, you'll not have a great day. You won't necessarily know what it is to do. You will stumble over the hours being preoccupied, being totally unproductive, being sad. And if coming out to the woods or whatever your favourite kind of me place is helps you, camera or not, always bear that in mind, because these places don't need to have fantastic photos in them. Bring your camera for sure, because you may well find one. But it's often about just getting out, isn't it? It's perhaps that act of preparing yourself to go out, or just wandering around a place like this and having a good look, seeing what there is. Because even if you don't feel that you're particularly enjoying the experience of going out because you can't stop your mind from wandering to places or to thinking about what it is that's muffed your day up, even if you're struggling like that, just being observant, practicing your visual observation skills will really help you. You might not think so today, but it's just that bit of practice. It's important stuff. My point I really want to get across is if you persevere, if you push through whatever it is that might be getting you down, and you need to, you've got to find that enjoyment again. You've just got to persevere, and the images will appear. You've just got to be looking. Now, I wandered into this little section here because I thought out the corner of my eye, just about see one or two down here. Lovely as they are, they're a little bit open perhaps, and I found another one right down there. What's lovely about it is it's got some ferns around it, and there's 3, maybe 4 compositions. Having seen that, my mind is more, let's do this, because it's not just one shot. There's 3 or 4, as I say, and they're not difficult shots either. It's just a little bit of a drop and a raise in the camera angle at different points, because what I can do is I can see through the ferns. The mushroom is glimpsable through the ferns. You've got the softness of the beautiful green, and potentially above it, below it, and possibly even through it. I think there's a number of images to get out of this, so I'm going to go with that. So my first image here is still not macro as such. It's I've still got the 20 to 40, not 20, the 12 to 40 lens on. Of course, I had to focus stack it because otherwise I'd get too much of the background in. But what I've managed to do with the background is soften it an awful lot by simply not applying light to it. So it's very notional. I could probably get away without stacking it and put a deeper depth of field on it. But I'm being a photo tart, but I'm enjoying it, and this is the thing. There's a lot of light here. Well, I say a lot of light. There's 3 lights on this, and they're all doing their own very specific thing, and it's really adding a lot of depth and dimension to this image. This panel light over the back here is giving a nice spread through the image. That's a nice rectangular light from Maven. I'll put a link down below to it. Little square light from Ulanzi. Lots of manufacturers do these now. The thing that's really working on this image is the fact that I've got this Adaptalux spotlight on. These things are absolutely amazing. You need this kind of pencil light to get this little beam, this real controllable beam, to get this rim light over it. That really makes one heck of a difference to the image. Without it, if I can just take that out, you can see how that dimensionality just doesn't exist there. But if we put it back in, I should have controlled this using the app, but there we go. If we put it back in, you can see how the real difference that does make to it. It's the chalk and cheese. I have just been sitting here in the leaf litter taking photos of this mushroom for the past, I don't know, 40 minutes, something like that. In this ear, because of the hearing aid, I'm hearing the occasional tweet of a bird. I'll just take it out. Can I hear it without it? Yeah, it's very, very faint. It's kind of there, but it's not. It's not the same. And it's just so nice, just sitting here, doing nothing much in particular. There's no rush. I'm not fighting the light as I was when I was here at the beginning of this video. Not that that was a problem, because I got a great image out of it. I mean, at the time I didn't know what it was like, but I got a cracking image of that teensy Christmas tree. And I'm hoping I might have got a couple of crackers from this mushroom here as well. It's just concentrating, it's slowing down, it's just being at one with the environment. I mean, there's a big path there. I mean, some people, heard some people a moment ago, I don't know where they went, I can't see them, but you know, it's just nice to be sitting here, not rushing, and just enjoying the environment. Now, I've done plenty of waffling now. I really hope that the videos spark some ideas, some interest, some just something. And if it has, give us a thumbs up, and perhaps buy a coffee, and yeah, join the channel. Any of these things to support me. Just a thumbs up is good. Or actually, if you're still here, just watching to the end really makes a difference. So thank you very much. I will run you out with the images that I've got of this mushroom and any others that I've taken during this session or sessions around here that I think you might like. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the images.
You might recognize these pine cones. They featured in a recent video, but I went back. I took my own medicine from last week's video. I went back and I reshot it. And if you're interested in how it was created, you'll need to become a member. There's a video on exactly how this image was created. The YouTube algorithm thinks you'll like these videos next.